Let's talk about freedom and let's talk about bondage. Now, I lived in bondage for over 15 years, so let me just tell you what it's like. It is dreading Sundays because they're one day closer to Monday. It is bosses invading every bit of privacy you have. That date with your wife, that vacation that you planned for 2 years, that soccer game where you're seeing your kid play. That's the perfect time for them to go blow up your whole day with some crazy email. Not getting promoted and seeing people less smart than you run up the corporate ladder and you're just stalling out, making barely more than minimum wage. You're 10% higher than the first job you had coming out of college. You're going to a desk. It's 2024. That's crazy. Now you only get 2 weeks of vacation, maybe 3. You can't get anywhere and have any fun in that amount of time. And guess when you get vacation? Only when your boss allows it. And then you put 10, 20, 30 years into that and you barely scrape enough money to retire. I'm going to call that bondage. Now, for a lot of people, that's great. But let me tell you what freedom looks like. Freedom is you work from wherever you want. Freedom is you have as many or as little employees as you want. In my business, I don't have any employees. You can spend as much time in the business as you want or as little. You have location autonomy. You have time autonomy. You can partner with whoever you want. You can actually turn work down. You can take 3 months off. You can travel the world. I'm sitting in a whole nother country right now doing this video. How do I know how to do that? Because I've done it in my business. So the freedom that you get when you have an operating business that you've now gotten to the place where it's flourishing is you can do whatever you want. As long as you service your clients sufficient to get the cash flow you need, you can do whatever you want. All those Instagram videos that you thought were baloney, maybe those people aren't living that life. But I know people who are, and they're not those fancy Wall Street folks that you think are doing it. These are everyday folks that said, instead of a W-2, I'm going to take the 50 grand that I've scraped and put in savings, and I'm going to go buy a business. And just because they chose to do that, and they put that endeavor on their mind, and they went through perseverance and executed, now they're in the freedom land. And these aren't people who are 60. This isn't like your parents' retirement process. No, I've got a 28-year-old client that's free. I've got 30-year-old clients that are free, 40-year-old clients that are free. And these people are looking at folks that still have a W-2 like, why would you choose that route? And if you have the ambition to do this, I would ask you the same question. Why would you choose a bondage route when a freedom route is possible? But Elliot, it's risky. My everyday job, that 401k, it's one step on the ladder every single year. I don't worry about stuff. When things don't go the way that they happen at work, I don't get fired. I've seen people talk about bankruptcy or bad deals. I don't really want to get into that. You're thinking about risk incorrectly. Let me tell you about the risk that you're ignoring. And you're ignoring it because you don't want to face it, but it actually is in your face every single day. When you are a W-2 employee, you are putting the livelihood of your whole family in the hands of somebody else for 30 to 40 years in a row. So every year, that employer has to say, you know what, Elliot, I like you enough to pay you again. But any year, any day, any week, any moment, when they decide that they don't want to pay you anymore, they can say, I don't want to pay you anymore. Or, hey, we had a great year. Look at our returns. But I want to give you a 20% demotion because of X and Y. Or how about this? You can keep your same salary, man, but Singapore, Asian Pacific seems like a great place for you to establish and grow your career. And so now you're taking your whole family across the globe. There's risk everywhere. There's risk of, hey, why have I had the same job at 3 different companies and never got promoted? There's the risk of, we just got through a technology contraction where people who just thought every technology company was up and to the right, many of those people are looking for jobs now. That's risk. So the only difference between the 30 to 40-year risk that you have over here and the risk that you have in business acquisition is that this risk is condensed to a 12-month time period. And if in 12 months you're able to actually get what you came for, you will unlock and remove all of the 30 to 40-year risk that you were going to take on over here. Now, what does that mean for most people on a day-to-day basis? Let's talk about it. Your retirement model says you're going to retire at 62 or 65 because the government said that's a good time. You know when my clients retire? 30, 35, 40. So are you not willing to invest 12 months of intense time to create a freedom that actually doesn't have the risk? Because let me talk about what the risk mitigants on this business acquisition side really are. For my folks that actually grind, that work, and honestly, if you're still watching this video, that's you. If you need to get 2 more customers, I promise you, you will not sleep until you get 2 more customers. If you need to start a new revenue stream because you're a little bit tight and your kids want some orthodontics stuff, need some braces, or a private school is a better choice than your public school, you're going to go do whatever you need to do to go get the money to get that done. And on this side, on the freedom side, you can go do that. You can go ask your client, hey, I'll give anybody you refer to me 10% off. Can you think of any people that want 10% off of the same great service you're getting? On the business side and the W-2 side and the bondage side, you can't do that. You can't say, hey, I want to start a new project or a new service. You can't go, I'm going to go get these 2 new customers. No. We told you to get those other 4 that were on our list. Remember in our quarterly meeting? And so there's risk mitigation over here too. The other piece is that on this side of the world, your fellow man will help you because they understand the struggle. And so the networks that are over here, if you call an entrepreneur and say, hey man, I'm in your industry, but you're in Washington State, I'm in Florida, we do not compete. I'm struggling with A, B, and C in the same industry. Can you give me a little bit of game to help me get through that? 90% chance that person will, because they've been through a struggle themselves. And so the risk is just how you think about it. Do you want 30 and 40 year every single moment risk? Or do you want 12-month, maybe a bit more intense risk? But the upside over here is freedom. The upside over here is still bondage. Why even think about it? To me, it's a no-brainer. I almost want to say, now let me give you the starter pack or the easy on-ramp to this endeavor. Because that's what you're saying is what's the next step for a person who's sitting in the seat. All right. So Elliot, you convinced me. All right. But how do I get started? What do I do today to put myself on this path? So let me give you the easy on-ramp. Let me give you the starter pack for getting into this game. And this is where everybody starts. I want you to go to a computer and I want you to type in BizBySell.com. That is the most prolific website that lists businesses for sale. There are hundreds of thousands of businesses for sale on that website. You go there and you start looking. Find industries you like. Find locations you like. Maybe you're in Iowa and you want to go to Florida. Maybe you're on the East Coast and want to go to the West Coast. You can search by all those things. Go find 5 to 10 companies that you like. Then in the link below, we have a free letter of intent template on the website. You go to that letter of intent template, and what you're going to do with 4 or 5 of these deals is say, I want to make an offer on this business. And you're going to use our simple template to make an offer on this business. And so with the BizBySell database of businesses for sale and a sample letter of intent, you are in the game. You could close a deal as quickly as anybody who's been in it 6 months. And so really, it's, do you have the hour? Will you spend the hour on this endeavor to free yourself of bondage? Because that's the starter pack to get you on. That's the easy on-ramp. And that only took me 60 seconds to tell you. Now, I've made this seem really easy. And in some ways it is. But the way that you get this done in the right way, and the reason my clients come to me, the reason people subscribe to my YouTube channel, is I am every single day helping everyday people execute million-dollar transactions. That is my whole purpose to be speaking to you. It's the whole purpose of my business. It's what I wake up thinking about, go to sleep thinking about. Even when I'm on vacation, I'm thinking about it. And my clients recognize that, and that's why they come to me, and that's why they refer me. And so you should be in this community as well. You should be in my subscription. You should be a subscriber to my YouTube. You should be a member of my email list, because I'm giving free value every single day and helping you in incremental, honest, everyday language pieces to get this done. So what are you waiting on? Hit the subscribe button. Visit my website.